What is up, guys? Burn here today, and oh my god, this is huge! And I'm not even joking, this is huge news, and it's something that will just change the game as we know it. Well, at least it's gonna bring it back to where it was a lot of years ago. So, it was announced that as when the Sword and Shield is gonna come out, there is going to be a rule change for the first turn. When you're starting the game, when you go first, there's going to be a huge change, and the change is like that, bam! So the rule change is that you can't use any supporters during your first turn when you went first. Wait, what? I mean, I love the idea. This breaks, literally just breaks almost majority of welder engines. This breaks a lot of stuff during their turn one. Picarom's going first, Blazefulon going first, and maybe not that much, but still, many tag team many GXs are, really relying on going first. Stage 1, stage 2s, they do rely on going first. So I think this is not only preventing using red and blue during your turn 1, but also what might happen, and we've talked a lot about it on Discord. If you want to join the Discord, it's it's going to be down there below in the description. You can join, and you can join those conversations about those news before the news are going to air sometimes, just like in this case, because we've talked a lot about it on Discord. And as one of my good friends and moderators said, Native Ryan, this might mean that not only this rule is going to be changed, but also a rule about mulligans. Because back in the day, for those who don't know, you could have actually mulliganed if you had a bad hand. Even though you had a basic, you were able to mulligan. Of course, your opponent received an additional card, but you were able to do that on top of your normal mulligans. Which seems like it's gonna happen, right? Because right now, let's say there's no mulligan that you can do whenever you want to. You just if you have a bad hand, well, sorry, right? Your opponent can just dong you turn 1, and you can't even do anything. But if you can go and you can mulligan your bad hand, and you can mulligan even a million times just to get this right hand, this gives you a fighting chance. This gives this a little bit of more, well, not gonna say advantage, but that might be it. If you're first, you can do that. If if you're going second, you can't mulligan that way. That might really change a lot of things, and definitely a lot of strategy is going to go into who's going first, who's going second. Like, the mind games are gonna start there, because right now, well, decks like Reshazad, do you really care if you go first or second? Well, sometimes in specific matchups, sure, but majority of the time you don't care. You go first, well, turn 2 you have 6 energies. If you go second, well, you have this Volcanion, turn 2 you still have 6-7 energies. So it doesn't really bother you. The same goes to Picarom. It's with Picarom, just like, I'm gonna dong you now, or I'm gonna destroy you turn later, right? And I'm just gonna build around. So definitely this is going to slow down a lot of things. It's going to slow down a lot of decks, and it's going to make a lot of decks valid, especially now that some of the V cards, or maybe V Max, they might be able to attack turn 1. So it's definitely going to be something really interesting to see. And mechanically, this is going to be a huge change. This is either going to take a lot of people to just grab them, and they're just gonna say like, oh, screw it, I'm not playing the game anymore, it's broken. Or there are gonna be people like me where are like, wait, that's actually quite cool, I want to see that in action, and it's not that bad if you think about it, right? If done right, I honestly think this is a really good change. But if done right, and of course there's on top of that, there might be some other changes, because we know the 2 cards from the Sword and Shield to supporters, and I'm going to be talking about them in a separate video, so you might want to check it out in like 20 minutes, joking, in like a few hours. It's going to be uploaded to the channel. So with those like new mechanics also probably coming to the game might actually take a really nice turn. Like, it might actually stop being a power creep, and it might slowly, gradually come back to what we all want, right? Just no fast attacking, but actual real strategy, not just playing, oh, welder, bam, smacking your opponent, because that's how it is sometimes. Of course, there's a ton of strategy still, like your huge turn ones, you have to have them. What you're going to do, especially in like control decks, mid-range decks. But there's a lot of decks that also are super brainless, and they are just going for welder, beast rings. Yes, I'm talking about Blaze Phalan. Yes, I hate when someone plays like 4 beast rings, during one turn, right? Because I just knocked one of their Blaze Phalans. I feel like we're going to this a little bit simpler times, but also times where making maybe not even your own deck, the deck your own, but also creativity in terms of the game is going to be something that is going to be rewarded. Also, the knowledge about the game is going to be rewarded, right? Because now anyone can just copy paste the list, sure, but if you really love breeding, your deck, brewing decks, you like doing that, you might actually be rewarded for it. And that is something cool. There are many fantastic decks, either on my channel, on Dark Integral's channel, on I forgot his name. He has like this different you see, like, I'm forgetting it's not like I don't want to advertise them, because again, they're fantastic people, but just forgot the name. Tricky James, whatever, you've got fantastic decks, but they are not quite tier 1 material ready, right? They are not always, a deck that can hit hard like Reshazad, or, they could just, they have to use welder, they have to use something else. And maybe with those changes, we're gonna take a step back, and we're gonna have spread decks again, winning tournaments, and maybe we're gonna have baby decks finally coming back that are not Malamar based, right, or not fire type based, and we're gonna have metal type back. All those, because again, Pokemon as a game, it's just fantastic, huge game. But right now, the meta is in this really weird state when you either go for super hard hitting decks, either Malamar, fire type, Pikarom, or you go into more control-ish type of deck. We've got a BK, we've got a Pidgeotto control, and you've got, of course, Gardevoir, Sylveon. There's not and Bronzong, Bronzong Keldeo, but there's not really like those super nice mid-range decks that can just go through all this stuff. We've got those, in like top 30 of worlds, top 50, top 60 somewhere, top 20, but not quite there. The same goes to many other decks, right? And not being able to play supporters definitely will get that shock value, but what it also will do, if you ever thought about purchasing at the Dene, now is the time. Now, and you have like a month, I would say. Because let me tell you, when this rule's gonna hit, when this ruling is going to become live and real, a lot of people are just gonna go and buy the Dene. Because that's your Professor Sycamore almost turn 1, bam, you can play that, and you discard your whole hand. Maybe you have electric type deck. Maybe you have Cocoa Prism. You can use that, right? And you got maybe energy in the discard pile. There are gonna be many options. Like I see those options right now with the Dene, and honestly, I think cards like the Dene, Jirachi, maybe less, but Jirachi can give you items as well, right? Because it goes for trainers. Maybe Stadium. Jirachi and the Dene, they are going to go with every single deck. The Dene more likely, to be quite honest, but the price is going to go up. Like, I can guarantee you that. Because this is going to be a huge change, huge rule change that, well, hopefully, it's going to be right. It's going to be something that will change the game, but it's going to be good. But now, also, I'm a little bit scared about something else. Because, it's going to be a longer video, I'm sorry. I'm also scared for rotation now. Because normally rotation now happened earlier. What if they would decide to do rotation with Sword and Shield so early, right? You go up to tag teams and you just discard everything below, and then maybe closer to the World Championships, you get another rotation, so they are getting rid of everything that's not Sword and Shield, and you're in this fresh format. Right? Because, I mean, right now, we are 2 years away from Sword and Shield and upwards. Right? Because, next year, 2020, we're going to have Team Up and upwards. And then, in 2 years, we're going to have Sword and Shield and upwards. So 2 years, and I don't think they're gonna wait. I'm a little bit scared that they will not. And again, them just doing a rotation like that would, well, not make sense. It would definitely, move a lot of people out of the game, maybe to the game as well, those new players of Sword and Shield. It all depends where they want to go with the game, because honestly, if they want to attract brand new players, they have to keep up tag team and upwards, maybe even Sword and Shield only, because those are going to be the casuals that are going to come, and they're just they can't get just beaten by those old players. But they are releasing now those decks. We got Rayquaza and Necrozma. So I'm really scared about rotation next year, and we saw rotation happening before Worlds, so now I think we know that no one is safe with rotation, and I would not be surprised if such a rule change, a rotation happening mid-season. And I mean, mid-season rotation, it can't be annually, it can't be each 6 month rotation. You just can't do that. The only proper way to do it would be taking away less sets. So you're not taking the full, let's say, half of the block, but you're taking 1/4 of the block, which again, it's stupid. But that's Pokemon, that's the PCI, and with that rule change, everything is possible. So I want to hear your opinion on that rule change, guys. I really do want to hear that opinion. Leave that opinion down there in the comment section. And see you guys live on Twitch tomorrow, 9 AM CT. Thank you guys so much for watching. Goodbye, mwah, and good night. Boink.